Alright, what is going on everyone? Pi Studios here. I just wanted to relatively quickly go over how to play Persona 5X in English. There is currently a English patch of sorts that has been made by one of my Discord acquaintances. It was made by E1M1. It's based off of Beppin X, I think, and it's basically a built-in Unity translator that uses Deep L to translate the game into whatever language you want, which is very cool, very interesting. I've never heard of that before until today. It's pretty useful, especially if you don't know any kind of Chinese like me, and like I imagine most of you don't. The way you're going to want to do this, join the Discord server in the description. I know it seems kind of scummy to have you join a Discord server, but I've noticed a lot of people are needing help, which is why I'm doing it through this Discord server. There is a help channel if you have any trouble. What you need to do, once you join, go down to the translation PC chat, and then download this auto translator. Oh, what? Okay, it is not a dangerous download, I promise. There's no nonsense in here. Okay, and it's gonna download. Okay, and then once it's done downloading, you just want to open it up, bring it on over. So what you want to do is you want to open it, and then you'll notice there's the folder in here. You're gonna want to open that folder, and then you're going to want to copy all of this. So you hit your Control C, and then you're going to want to go find wherever you have P5X installed. I believe, okay, yeah, it's on my WD Black, so I just go in here, go into P5X, go into Client, then go into PC, and then that is where you paste it. So right click, paste, or Control V, whatever you fancy. And then from there, it'll just copy the mod in. It may take a little bit. I'm not sure why. Okay, so now that we have everything copied in here, when you want to launch the game, do not click this exe. If you click this exe, it's not going to launch. Go back to P5X, and then click on this exe. It's going to take a little bit to open. In fact, it might take me a little longer because I have not played on this machine in a little bit. Oh, what was that? Oh, there we go. Okay, this is being special.
Sega.
Okay.
Black.
You will notice that the translation does not work on the title screen, and that is because this, news board is a separate exe in and of itself. It's very strange. This news board is not a part of the game, yet it is, so it doesn't get translated. The title screen does not get translated either, but when you actually go into the game, everything will be in English for the most part. I'll show you more specifics when we actually get in there. Okay, did I leave off in the palace? Yeah, I did. Okay, there we go. So yeah, you see this is in English, this is in English. Let me go find a fight or something. Actually, let's go over here. There we go. Yeah, it is a little slow. I will say Deep L, because it has to phone home to a server, and it takes a minute to actually do translations. Once a translation is cached, it will generally not need to do it again. So usually you're good, especially when it comes to those little one-off dialogues that pop up here, like that. Yeah, usually that'll be translated once, and then you don't have to do that again. And of course that cache will change once once we update the mod, and there will be updates because this mod is nowhere near complete. I am teleporting around, okay. But yeah, this mod is nowhere near complete, so we're going to be doing updates constantly. So that cache is not going to work forever, unfortunately. It depends on what the update is. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't. And you will notice here, it's kind of covering the screen. The translation is nowhere near perfect as far as actually being mapped on the screen. But yeah, as you can see, it is fully functional. Can I find a fight or something? Oh my god. One thing before I go though, what you're going to want to do in order to make sure this mod lasts for as long as it can, because there's a maximum of, I believe, 500,000 requests you can put into Deep L, which sounds like a lot, but long term it really isn't. So what you're going to want to do to make sure you're not wasting requests, open up the phone, go to settings, go down to gameplay. It may take a second to translate here. There we go. So under system settings, turn off abbreviated chat. Abbreviated chat is on by default, and that's where like there's like random like text chats in the bottom left. You're going to turn that off so it's not translating things that you don't need. So make sure that is off. And from there, you're pretty much set. The game, while it's not perfect by any means as far as the actual like verbiage goes, it works. It's good enough to where you can definitely get some enjoyment out of it, especially in comparison to not understanding it at all. There we go. Yep, it just cached that translation, so we should be good. Let me show you some other menus where it gets translated. It wants to load. There we go. But yeah, it's a little weird, but it definitely does work, and it works well for what it is. We're definitely going to be putting more work into it to sort of maximize what we can get out of it, though. But yeah, as you'll notice, a lot of it is being overlaid to where there's the point where you can't read it. That is eventually going to be fixed, so that's not really a priority because I think that's going to be pretty hard. So that's not going to be a priority. More inconsequential things are going to be a priority first. Also, ideally, what you want to be doing when you boot up the game for the first time with the translation is going through all the menus just to cache those translations so you don't need to call for them later. And I don't know, does this get translated? It does. Okay, there we go. And I will say, anything that is a texture does not get translated. It's like this up here, this is a texture. It's never going to get translated because it is not just a normal piece of text that can be modified easily. Deep L, or I guess the mod that we're basing this mod off of, it can translate textures, but it does not work well enough to actually be used. So at least for the time being, it's not going to have the textures be translated, but I think that's fine for what we have right now. I think in the future, once we can actually optimize the translation so you're not wasting calls or whatever, I think we'll be able to do that, but it's going to take a little while. Let me get my little thing here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, put them in the Discord. Do not put them in the comments. I promise you no one's going to be answering comments. Please just put them in the Discord. It's going to be so much easier. I will say if you do want to change the language, let's say you want to use it in like Spanish or I don't know, like French or whatever, what you can do is go back into the client, go back into PC, read the README, and the README shows you how to change the language. That's pretty much it. I don't have anything else. Again, put your questions in the Discord, not in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.